Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Anthony, and today we're going to be doing an updated video on my PlayStation 5 collection. Without further ado, let's get right into this one. The very first video game that we are showcasing is Gory Cuddly Carnage. This is a recent release for the PlayStation 5. I picked my copy up from GameStop not too long ago, and if you're kind of wondering what this is about, well, you're basically a cat, and you're in this like post-apocalyptic world, and you're on this hoverboard. In the hoverboard, you're able to kill all these enemies, and while you're doing it, you're basically constantly cracking jokes with the main character. Here's another recent release. We have A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. This game plays exactly like Alien Isolation on the PlayStation 4. If you're into scary horror video games, this is definitely one that you should check out. High on Life for the PlayStation 5. This one, I have the game disc currently right now on my PlayStation 5 as I'm playing through it right now. I've been waiting, a few years for this one actually to come out with a physical edition. Produced with Limited Run Games, but it is not part of their print series, so copies like these should be relatively available, but they might be a little bit expensive right now just because there's a lot of hype right now behind the release. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This was recommended by a friend, and it is with I Am 8-Bit Studios, so they do a lot of good stuff. I picked my copy up from Microplay in Brantford, and yeah, they give you some goodies on the inside. I haven't played the game yet, but I watched a trailer, so it seems like it's kind of a mix of a horror game and puzzle solving a little bit. The Last of Us Part 1, this one really needs no introduction. This game has been out on the PlayStation 3 and has, I guess, been remastered too many times on the PlayStation 4 and then the PlayStation 5, and now there's going to be a remaster for the PlayStation 5 Pro, so if you haven't checked out The Last of Us, it's definitely worth playing. Still Wakes the Deep. This is a fantastic horror game if you're into the horror genre. You're basically playing on this off-sea oil rig, and yeah, shit goes down, and you're in a whole other realm of horror aspect. There's a few good jump scares in this game, and it's definitely well worth checking it out and giving the story a try. Bramble the Mountain King. I originally played this on the Nintendo Switch, and I have my Nintendo Switch copy. I should have gotten the PlayStation 5 copy at the time just because the Nintendo Switch was not able to keep up with the frame rate issues that was going on with the game, but I just remember a lot of YouTubers playing this, and I was just like really intrigued, and I really wanted to get the game. Got the Dark Pictures House of Ashes. I haven't played this one yet. This was at GameStop at the time for $20, and I just picked it up. It's a horror game. Alone in the Dark, this is a remaster for the PlayStation 5. I believe it's from the PlayStation 1 era is when this came out. I haven't opened my copy up yet. If you're curious about this game, you can actually still pick this up from your Walmart for, I think they have it on sale for like $49 right now. Here we have Raiden 4 X Mikado Remix. I hope I said that correctly. This is the deluxe edition of the video game. I have a lot of the Raiden video games for the Xbox 360, and I enjoyed them growing up as a kid, so I wanted to get the PlayStation 5 version of this. As you can see, I paid $22 right there, so this was actually relatively cheap when it came out at the time, even though this is a used copy, but I've been enjoying this one. So if you're a fan of like shmumps and all that, you should definitely pick up the Raiden game here. Ghostwire Tokyo. I remember that this was a big game that was being released on the PlayStation 5 back then, and I think this was exclusive to the PlayStation 5 for a little bit. If I'm correct, then Microsoft bought out Bethesda Studios, and then they finally ported this over to the Xbox. Wanted Dead. This is a video game that either you hate it or you love it. I found it definitely very challenging. It's made by the same creators that did Devil's Third on the Nintendo Wii U, so to support them all throughout the years later on, I definitely had to pick this up. Fantastic video game. Definitely worth checking out if you're into like the whole guns, combat, and melee and all that stuff, and then hacking people up with a sword or katana. Returnal. This is a horror video game that I never got around to playing. I remember hearing good reviews about it. Unfortunately, just never got around to popping it in the PlayStation and playing it. Here we got Haven right now on the PlayStation 5. This one is sealed. It is a limited run game, and it's number 11 in their print series. I don't really remember much about it. I remember wanting to get it at the time when I heard that it got a physical release. We have another horror game right here that I have not opened yet, and that's The Quarry. I paid $30 for this at one point. I'm going for a lot of horror games when it comes to the PlayStation 5, and this was just one of them. Dolmen for the PlayStation 5. I popped this one in the console. I kind of bought it out on a whim. Wasn't really much a fan of it, to be honest with you guys. It's just like this sci-fi shooter. It tried to be something. Unfortunately, in my opinion, it kind of failed. Nexus, another PlayStation 5 game that I popped in the console, I gave it a try, I wasn't really much a fan of it. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut for the PlayStation 5. This is a fantastic video game, and I recommend everybody check it out if you haven't played it already. The Pathless for PlayStation 5. Unfortunately, my copy's mangled with stickers, but basically you're this hunter in the video game, and then your mastery of archery and all that stuff like that. I don't remember too much of the game. I just remember you kind of had to go in like little sectors and kind of solve some puzzles and challenges. We got Bug Snacks. I remember showing this in the previous PlayStation 5 video over a year ago now. I can't remember how the story goes on this one anymore. Ghost Runner, this one is still sealed. I haven't gotten around to playing this one just yet. I definitely wanted to check this one out when I bought it, but games kind of get put on the back burner, as you all know. A Tale of Paper Refolded. This is a fantastic PlayStation video game. You get to play as 3 characters, and each character kind of can get folded up into like a ball or like an airplane. The object is basically get to the other side of the map, and eventually they all kind of meet up with each other. Sword and Fairy, Together Forever. I bought this one in the big collector's edition, so I got the steel case right there, which is nice. I also have like the playing cards and the mat that's off to the side somewhere. But this is a big RPG video game if you're into that stuff. You definitely will spend many hours doing the campaign and completing all its side quests and missions. Stellar Blade for the PlayStation 5, Sony's latest IP. If you haven't seen any gameplay footage of this, you should definitely check it out. Fantastic video game. I haven't beat it fully through, but yeah, I can't recommend it anymore. Alan Wake Remastered for the PlayStation 5. So this is a remastered version of the video game that came out exclusively on the Xbox 360 many years ago, and they released it for the PS5, the PS4, and the Xbox One. Valkyrie Elysium. This is a sealed PlayStation 5 game that I have. This was at like GameStop, I think, for $20 or $30, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. It seems like it's something like Final Fantasy or like just a big RPG game. Love Choice for the PlayStation 5. This one is still sealed. With Red Art Games, this was exclusive to them, and I think that they only printed like 2,000 copies at the time. This is basically just a video game that came out around Valentine's Day. I want to say 2 years ago or a year ago. Skull Island Rise of Kong. This is literally the worst King Kong video game out there on the market. The only reason why I still have it is because I'm hoping it does something like Godzilla on the PlayStation 4, just shoot up over time. Stray for the PlayStation 5. This is an absolute must-play video game if you haven't played it already. Or you're just an animal lover in general, you are going to love this video game. So the soundtrack for this video game is phenomenal. Demon Turf for the PlayStation 5. This one is still sealed. It is a limited run video game. It's number 22 in their series. Saints Row Remastered for the PlayStation 5. This is what tanked the video game series right here. They tried to reboot the franchise when they didn't really actually have to at all. The first 3 games, in my opinion, were phenomenal for the Xbox 360 and PS3 era. This is what basically killed off the series, this one right here. The Gap Limited Edition, this one is sealed. This one came all the way from the UK. It's a horror game. I don't remember too much about it. I just remember I wanted to get it at the time. Grey Pang 2, a fantastic horror video game. It plays exactly like the Fear series on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. I think it's actually the same developers as well. South Park Snow Day, this was just a random pickup that I got from GameStop at the time. I haven't played any of the South Park video games for the PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360. Moonarch Deluxe Edition. I haven't played this one. I can't remember what this one's about. I don't even remember when I picked this up, and that's kind of a bad when I say that out loud. Troll Ultimate Edition. I believe this originally came out on the PlayStation 4, and I grabbed the PlayStation 5 copy. This is a fantastic video game. Same creators of Alan Wake. Slayer, the Hikonami Chronicles. Hopefully I said that correctly. I played this one a little bit. I wasn't too much a fan of it. I don't know. Some anime games I just can't get into, and this is just one of them. Life is Strange True Colors is a fantastic video game if you haven't played it. It's basically just like all the other Life is Strange video games where you got like these choices that you have to pick, and your character has like some psychic ability or has some physical ability that, you know, others around them do not have. Infliction Extended Cut. This is a sealed limited run video game. This is number 9 in their series. It is a horror game, and I was after this one for so long because this is one of the first limited run PlayStation 5 video games. System of Souls. This one is still sealed for me right now. I believe this is kind of like Portal, basically brought to like the newer generation of consoles. Don't take my word for that, but I do think that's exactly what it is. Astria Ascending, I don't know much about it. I just remember a friend of mine at the time was like, yo, GameStop's got a brand new PlayStation 5 game on sale for $5. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna go pick it up. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. I absolutely love the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all their video games and all their movies. Fan of their TV shows, so I definitely had to pick up the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy video game. The Chant, this is a horror game for the PlayStation 5 that I have not played yet. Funny enough, I keep seeing this video game for sale at my local Walmarts for like $20, and every single time I go there, I end up buying one, just because I have a feeling that this is one of those video games that no one really cared about. It's going to be one of those horror games that shoots up in value. Severed Steel for the PlayStation 5. I remember Metal Jesus talking about this game. It's like this action fast-packed video game with like unique combat. Just going around killing enemies in like certain levels. I thought I'd give it a try. I enjoyed it. It's definitely worth the pickup if you can find it for cheap. Spider-Man Miles Morales. This is a fantastic video game if you haven't played it. Obviously, it's a continuation, a little spin-off story from the original Marvel Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4. This is also on the PS4 as well. I just have my copy for the PlayStation 5. Definitely worth checking out. Insomniac Games, they know how to make great video games. They started with the Ratchet & Clank series back in the day on the PlayStation. Biomutant for the PlayStation 5. My copy is still sealed. I can't remember too much about it. I think it's like an open world RPG video game. I know that these copies are pretty cheap right now, and I think if I remember correctly, I believe everyone said that this game kind of tanked and didn't do well in sales. Riders Republic, I don't got much to say about it. I never really popped it in the PlayStation 5. Silent Hill 2, another horror game for the PlayStation 5. This is a remaster that just came out. Shadows of the Damned, Hella Remastered. This is a remastered version of the game that came out on the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 back in the day. It's one of those games that kind of went under the rug. Same thing with the Lollipop Chainsaw. They did a remastered version of that. Squirrel with the Gun. Not much to say about this other than it's bonkers, it's bananas, it's an awesome video game. I mean, who doesn't want to be a squirrel with a gun running around? Astro Bot for the PlayStation 5. This is basically Sony's Nintendo Mario. Fantastic video game series. I platinumed this one. Muta, this is another horror game that I never got around to opening, but this did come out recently as well. Hopefully this one doesn't sit on the back burner for too long. I definitely want to get this one open and give it a try. Ratchet & Clank Ripped Apart. Insomniac Studios, like I said, they know how to make Ratchet & Clank video games. They've been doing it since the PlayStation 2 days. I hope we get another Ratchet & Clank video game for the PlayStation 5. You know, the PlayStation 3 had so many Ratchet & Clank video games. It'd be nice if they'd pump out one more for the PS5. They only gave us one for the PS4. Do Not Open. This is a horror video game that I got from the UK, and like it says, I'm not going to open it. Dragon Ball Xeno Universe 2. This one's still sealed. I wanted to open it. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Chernobyl Light. This one I haven't gotten into. I think it's like a big open world RPG like horror video game where you're exploring the nuclear waste zone of Chernobyl. Tormented Souls, this one's still sealed. The reason why I got this is I think it plays almost exactly like the original Resident Evil games on the PlayStation 1. Back 4 Blood, I was a big fan of the Left 4 Dead series while growing up, and I wanted to give this one a try. Martha is Dead, this is still sealed. This is another horror video game. Panda Hero Remastered and 3D Billiards Pool Snooker Remastered. Can you spot the difference between them? That's right. They both say Panda Hero Remastered on the side of the video game case right there. So this one's still sealed. This one's kind of like a misprint. I kept that sealed. This one still has a sticker sealed. I haven't played this one yet. I believe this was a GameStop exclusive at the time. Borderlands 3 Ultimate Edition. The only reason why I grabbed this is because there was a lot of hype around this video game. It being very kind of rare to find it for the PlayStation 5, and I believe at one point this was like over $100. The Callisto Protocol. This is another sealed video game. These were on sale for so long for like $5, $10 brand new in the US. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I still haven't gotten around to playing this one. I think it plays exactly like the Borderlands series. Deathloop. I remember that this was a PlayStation 5 exclusive for the longest time, and then it finally came over to Xbox One when Microsoft bought up Bethesda Studios. Anno Mutationum, another sealed limited run video game. This is number 19 in their series. Evergate for the PlayStation 5. I'm not too big into 2D side scrollers and platformers. I gave this one a shot. I'm not much a fan of it. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation 5. Fantastic video game. Sequel to the original on the PlayStation 4, of course. If you haven't played this, definitely worth checking out. You know, having both characters in the game and then having like different abilities and then playing as Venom. Well worth playing it. Forspoken for the PlayStation 5. I haven't gotten around to playing this one yet. I definitely wanted to try this one. It seems like it's like an open world RPG type scenario. Oxide Room 104. Another horror game for the PlayStation 5. Mine still has the sticker seal. I haven't opened it yet. Lake, a video game where you're basically a mail carrier and you're just driving around town, hanging out with the crowd and talking with your neighbors and all that stuff. But it's rated M for mature, so I can't remember if it's like kind of like a horror game or a horror story along with it. My copy's still sealed. I don't know if I'll get around to playing this one. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection. I've played every single Uncharted video game and they're all fantastic. We got The Median. This is like another horror game. I haven't really played it. Again, so many video games on backlog. Like every single one of these video games need to be played. And this is just what you guys are seeing. If you've seen my room tour, you guys know I have too many video games. I know I'm over 1,000. I just don't know the exact number. And to some people that might even be too small for them, because some people might have 3,000 video games or 4,000 video games. And the ones that have those video games at that point, do you even play them anymore, or are you just a collector? And the last video game we have, Eternal Nights. This one and what was the other one? Crime Machina. I wanted to grab both of them at the same time and just give them a try. I still need to buy Crime Machina, and I still need to open this one and give it a go as well. And then of course we have my PlayStation 5 console. This has I believe these are volcanic red cover plates on them. I also have my adapter for my wireless headphones, and then I have my PlayStation 5 controller. I also have another controller that's still in the box, and I believe that's tucked away in the closet right now. That's going to do it for the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a like, comment down below which one's your favorite game, or if you guys have a game that I should pick up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.